My beloved star, Emeka. Hey, look at you. 24 already. How quickly the sun has run its course. Just the other day, you were chasing chickens in your grandmother's compound. And now here you are, a woman standing at the doorway of marriage. Life is like that. It runs like a river. And before you know it, you are standing at a new shore. Now, my daughter, as your grandfather, I cannot keep quiet. I have eaten salt before you ate sugar, and what these old eyes have seen, this young fire of yours has not yet met. Tonight, before this fire, I must speak truth to you. Marriage, my star, is not built on beauty. No, no. Beauty is like flowers. They bloom today, but tomorrow the sun dries them. Nor is it built on food or how well you can wash clothes. Those things are good, yes, but they fade, and with time they lose their meaning. What holds a man's heart, what ties him close to his wife, is deeper. It is not in the pot or in the dress. It is here, he touches his chest, in the heart. Always remember three things: sympathy, empathy, and loyalty. These are the pillars, the hidden ropes that keep the house of marriage standing. Without them, even the strongest walls will fall. You see, Emeka, sympathy is the soft hand you stretch when he is weak. Empathy is the heart that feels his silent pain. And loyalty, he chuckles, poking the fire. Loyalty is the rope that binds two souls, even when storms blow. So tonight, before you run into that new life, sit with me and let me tell you the truths life has taught me. Some will make you laugh, some may even make you wonder if old men like me were ever foolish. But through them all, you will see what it means to stand in marriage as a woman of strength. Emeka, let me take you back. When I first married your grandmother, I thought marriage was only sweet porridge. I believed love alone could cook ugali and pay rent. He laughs, shaking his head. Foolishness of youth. I remember our first month in the small house at the edge of the town. I was a young man, full of pride, full of plans, but very little money. Your grandmother had only 2 sufurias and 1 old cooking stick. She would prepare ugali, and sometimes it stuck so badly to the pot, I would joke, "Hey, woman, are you trying to build a wall inside the sufuria?" He chuckles. But do you know what, Emeka? Even when we ate ugali with salt and water, your grandmother never made me feel poor. She would laugh, serve me first, and say, "One day we shall eat meat every Sunday." That was her way of showing sympathy and hope, and it kept me going. Now let me confess to you, I made mistakes too. One day I came home late after struggling to find work. I was angry, tired, and silent. Your grandmother had cooked beans, but I was too proud to say thank you. I just sat, ate, and went to bed. The next morning, she did not shout or nag. She only placed a plate of cold beans on the table and said, "When you eat without gratitude, food has no taste." That lesson cut me deeper than any cane my father ever used. He laughs heartily, slapping his knee. From that day, I learned, even a man must humble himself, must show gratitude. And a wise woman, my Emeka, she corrects her husband without war. That is empathy, seeing the wound beneath the anger. Another time, my pride almost ruined things. A friend of mine bought a shiny bicycle. I wanted the same, but I had no money. So I borrowed. Mistake of youth. When I could not repay, they came to take the bicycle in front of my wife. I was ashamed. I expected her to mock me. Instead, she only touched my arm and said, "Next time, we walk together until the road allows us to ride." That, my star, was loyalty. She stood with me even when I had failed. So you see, Emeka, marriage is not about how well you cook or iron clothes. It is not about showing the world shiny bicycles. It is about standing together in weakness, laughing even when the ugali sticks, and holding hands even when debts come knocking. Now, my beloved star, let us go deeper into these three ropes that hold a marriage: sympathy, empathy, and loyalty. Without them, even beauty and wealth cannot save a union. In our African way, they say, a home without patience is a home without peace. You can have many cows, a house with iron sheets, even a car at the gate. But if the hearts inside are empty of these ropes, that house will be like a granary eaten by termites. Let me start with sympathy. My Emeka, sympathy is not weakness. It is strength disguised in gentleness. Men in our culture are told to be strong, not to cry. But inside, even the strongest man carries wounds. He may lose a job, be insulted by the world, or fail in business. If he comes home and finds only judgment, his spirit breaks. But if he finds sympathy, a warm word, a hand on the shoulder, a meal cooked with love, he will rise again tomorrow. Do not be quick to judge, Emeka. Remember this: the one carrying the load knows where it pains most. Many men carry burdens they never speak of. Be his listener, his safe place. That is how you keep his heart close. Now, empathy. Empathy is deeper. It is not only seeing his wound, but feeling it as if it were your own. Your grandmother had this gift. When I was worried, she would not ask 100 questions. She would simply sit with me, sometimes in silence, sometimes humming a song. That silence was louder than words. Empathy is knowing when to speak and when to hold his hand without a word. It is entering his world, even if only for a moment, to say, "I am here with you." And then loyalty. Emeka, loyalty is rare, but it is gold. In my years, I have seen beautiful women, excellent cooks, hardworking wives, but without loyalty, their marriages crumbled like dry soil in the wind. Loyalty is not blind. It does not mean accepting wrongs without speaking. Loyalty is standing with your man when the storm comes from outside. The world may laugh, neighbors may gossip, even family may doubt him. But if his wife stands, saying, "I believe in you," he can face lions. A loyal woman is a man's fortress. That is what the elders say. When loyalty lives in a marriage, even poverty cannot break it. So, my star, when you walk into marriage, do not chase perfection. Chase these three. For sympathy will soften his heart, empathy will knit your souls, and loyalty will make your love endure. These are not things you buy in the market. They are gifts you give daily, like small drops of water that make a tree grow tall. And when both of you give them, your marriage will be like the baobab tree. No storm can uproot it. Emeka, now I must tell you something that many young women do not understand: the hidden life of a man. In our African culture, a man is expected to be strong. From the time he is a boy, they tell him, "Do not cry. Do not show fear. Be a provider. Be a rock." But my daughter, even rocks crack in secret. Inside, men are human, fragile at times, doubting themselves, fearing failure. Yet the world does not allow him to say it. He cannot come to the marketplace and shout, "I am afraid." He cannot weep on the roadside and expect comfort. The world expects him to stand tall, even when he is falling inside. That is why home, the arms of a wife, must be a man's refuge. What he longs for is not a perfect cook or someone who irons his shirts until they shine like glass. What he longs for is a woman who will stand with him when the world turns its back. Let me give you an example. There was a time I lost everything. My business collapsed. Friends who used to laugh with me disappeared like smoke. Even some relatives looked at me with pity, or worse, with scorn. I would walk with my head down, ashamed. But your grandmother, that woman, she would tell me, "Do not fear, my husband. Cows that wander far still know their way home." She reminded me that failure is not the end. At night when my heart was heavy, she would place her hand on mine and say, "We still have each other, and that is wealth enough." Those words gave me courage to rise again. That is the power of a woman who understands. Emeka, men will not always tell you their fears. Sometimes he will sit quiet, sometimes even angry, not because of you, but because the world outside has wounded him. In such moments, do not rush to quarrel. Do not rush to say, "You have changed." Instead, sit beside him. Offer silence or a gentle word. Give him space, yet let him feel you are near. There is a proverb: "The tree with deep roots laughs at storms." A man whose wife understands him has roots. He can face the storm and still laugh. And listen, my star, never forget this truth. A man may forget the taste of the stew. He may forget the smell of your perfume, but he will never forget how you made him feel when he was weak. If you give him peace in his moments of weakness, he will hold you like treasure all his life. So when you walk into marriage, do not think your duty is only in the kitchen or in the laundry. Your real power is in your heart, in your ability to see the unseen, to hear the silence, to stand when others walk away. That is how you become not just a wife, but a true partner, a safe place, a fortress. Now, Emeka, let me tell you something that many women forget once they marry. Marriage does not mean losing yourself. A wife is not just a shadow of her husband. No, my star, you are also a soul, a mind, a dreamer. I have seen many women give up everything when they marry. Their education, their hobbies, even their friendships. They think being a wife means closing every other door. But with time, they become bitter, empty, and they say, "I gave all of me, yet I feel I am nothing." Emeka, do not let that be your story. Remember, I have educated you. I have watched you grow into a woman who can stand on her own feet. Even as you marry, chase your dreams. Continue your hobbies. Keep your friends who build you. Be you. Marriage is not a prison, it is a partnership. The best marriages are those where the husband and wife both continue to grow as individuals and yet walk together as one. If you are fulfilled in your own life, you will bring joy into your marriage. I remember your grandmother. That woman loved singing in the church choir. Even when times were hard, she never left her choir practice. Some Sundays I would complain, "Woman, must you go and leave me with the children?" She would laugh and say, "If I do not sing, my spirit will wither, and then I will be of no use even to you." At first I did not understand. But later I realized her singing gave her joy, and that joy spilled over into our home. When she returned from choir, she would cook with a song, speak with laughter, and even our children felt it. So Emeka, keep your passions alive, read your books, sing your songs, do your craft, walk with your friends who lift you higher. These things are not against marriage, they are fuel for it. But balance, my star, balance. Do not use dreams as a weapon to neglect your home, and do not use marriage as an excuse to bury your dreams. Carry both, like a woman carrying a pot on her head and a baby on her back. Balanced, steady, graceful. There is a proverb, when the roots are strong, the branches can dance with the wind. Your roots are your values, your home, your marriage. But your branches, those are your dreams, your friendships, your hobbies. Let them dance. The wind of life may blow, but if your roots are steady, you will not fall. So my Emeka, as you marry, promise me you will not lose yourself. Promise me you will not shrink your soul to fit into anyone's shadow. Walk beside your husband, yes. Respect him, yes. But also respect yourself. Guard your heart. Care for your soul. Only then will your marriage be a place of joy, not a place of regret. Hey, my beloved star, we have talked long tonight. The fire has listened, the crickets have heard, even the stars above have witnessed these words. Soon you will step into marriage, and I will not always be here to sit by your side like this. That is why I must pour my heart into you tonight. You see, Emeka, marriage is not a straight road. It is a journey with hills and valleys, sunshine and rain. Some days you will laugh until your stomach hurts. Other days you may cry into your pillow. But if you remember what I told you, sympathy, empathy, loyalty, you will always find your way back to joy. Respect your husband, but also demand respect. Spread love and kindness, but do not forget yourself. Guard your soul as you guard your home. And above all, be patient. A happy marriage is not built in one day. It grows like a tree, watered daily with care. And let me add, do not chase your husband with quarrels every time he forgets to fix a leaking roof. Sometimes laugh, sometimes remind him gently. A woman's laughter can fix more than a hammer. And when he annoys you, and surely he will, for no man is perfect, do not rush to your mother's house or to your friends to expose him. Solve your matters like two people sharing one mat. Remember, even lions fight, but they still walk together. Now listen well, Emeka. Do not lose your laughter. Do not lose your kindness. Let your home be a place of peace, not a battlefield. When you enter, let your husband feel, I am home. I can rest here. That is a wife's silent power. My blessing for you is this. May your marriage be a dance, not a war. May it be filled with songs, not silence. May your husband rise and call you his friend, his fortress, his joy. May your children, when they come, see in you the light of patience and strength. And when storms come, for they surely will, may you stand together like two trees with roots entwined, unshaken by the wind. And finally, Emeka, if you ever cook ugali that sticks too much in the pot, do not worry. It is not a sign of bad marriage. Just laugh, add water, and try again. That is life itself, and Emeka bursts into laughter too. Thank you for watching. If the story makes you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.